All right, we'd like to welcome in head coach Eric Musselman. Um, we'll get started with Bob Hope, please.
Hey, Eric. I guess JD had some kind of stomach virus or flu bug or something. Could you tell us what he had, and then just what do you think of the way he played, considering he was ill?
He played phenomenal. He threw up at one point, and then he did it again at halftime. Didn't know if he was going to come out and play the second half. I think it's some food, to be honest with you, because I haven't felt great all day. So that's what I'm assuming it is. I thought he was awesome offensively in the first half with the 16 points. We needed his points. Obviously, we turned the ball over way too much. Our bench really, really good with 34 points. But I thought JD, in pick and roll was really, really good for us. The difference in the game, really, both teams turned the ball over, but we won by 6. We outscored them by 6 points off the turnovers. And then, it's a really good rebounding team. I thought we did an excellent job rebounding with our small lineup. Obviously, we went with Justin Smith a lot at the 5 spot. I thought Ethan played his minutes really well. So it's a good win. Now we got to get ready for this next game.
And of all the shots JD hit, the one late, the shot clock's run down, he kind of loses the ball, picks it up, throws it up off the glass, and goes. And what'd you think of that shot? How big was that in that situation?
I mean, it was huge. We needed a basket. We were milking the clock a little bit from the 2.5 minute mark on. Huge basket for us, without a question. But that's what he is, he's a guy that makes these shots that you sit there and say, no. Oh, good shot. And it happens all the time, and you kind of got to live with giving him a lot of freedom to take those shots.
Okay, thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Bob.
Curtis.
Hey, Coach, you guys held Tillman tonight to 9 points, fouled him out, and if StatCast is correct, 0 rebounds. Can you just talk about the defensive performance on Tillman tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that's all we talked about, since, when they won the game against Georgia, we got together as a staff. We got together as a team last night. We wanted to sandwich him. We wanted to dig on him in the post. We wanted to double block him out. We knew that we were probably going to have to go small during stretches. And I thought our small lineup was phenomenal. I thought they made catches more difficult in the post. And then obviously we tried to put him in as many pick and roll situations as we possibly could to try to get downhill a little bit. So really proud of us double blocking out and not just relying on one person to try to block him out because he's such a great player. And we did a great job of just limiting, his touches as well.
Coach, do you recall ever having a game on both sides with that many offensive fouls, and how difficult did it become to find a rhythm offensively?
Yeah, it was, the play calls, at least from our end, it was hard. They're such a good defensive team. I thought they played with really good desperation. You're talking about a team that was ranked, high earlier in the year, and Coach Martin does a great job. It was a physical game. I don't know what it looked like on TV, but live, it was a physical game. And I thought defensively, you're talking about two really fundamentally sound defensive teams. And I thought the guys guarding the ball did a great job. And then I thought from a ball handling standpoint, for us, I thought we had some guys try to get a little bit, lower their head and lower their shoulder a little bit too early on some of those charges that were taken by Missouri.
Teresa Walker, please.
At this point, Coach, the challenge, you've won 12 straight in SEC play. At a certain point, do you worry about trying to just keep it going, or tomorrow the only focus at this point?
Yeah, tomorrow's, the sole focus for sure. Not thinking about anything else at all. To win this many games in a row at this particular time of the year is overly difficult. Having said that, we played well enough to win tonight. I thought we came out and played much better in the second half than we did in the first half. And I thought defensively, just defensive rebounding was a big part of that as well. But to outscore them by 7, after being down by 1 in the first half, I thought we did a good job the last 20 minutes of the game.
Scotty.
Hey, Coach, Justin flipped that switch again offensively in the second half. What did you think of his game tonight and his demeanor coming in?
Well, he's been working on that flip shot for about the last 2 weeks. It's kind of like a push shot. Antoine Jameson used to shoot that shot all the time, where he gets it out of his hands really quickly. It's not a jump hook. It's not a mid-range shot. It's this quick push shot. And I've noticed him working on it on his own a lot of late. And he converted a couple of those that were really important. Early in the game, certainly when Tillman was on him, we were trying to go at Tillman and get him into foul trouble. Because we felt that was an advantage for us potentially, because Justin's a little bit quicker and Justin's really more of a 4-3. So to have a 5 on him, and I thought Tillman did a good job. Justin turned the ball over too much in the first half, but I thought he regrouped at halftime and came out and played a really, really phenomenal second half.
Do you think he may have taken things a little bit personal, given that 2 Missouri guys were selected all league over him?
I mean, I don't really know. I think that we as a group have too much team thoughts, Scotty. But I mean, everybody's got to try to self-motivate themselves before every game as best they can. And whether he felt that way or not, I'm not sure. But it was a really hard fought game.
Kenneth.
Hey, Coach. There are 3 guards in their backcourt where a combined 12 of 33 from the floor. Talk about how you're able to negate that team defensively, because they do have a lot of firepower from the guard spot.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Devo Davis, really good defender. Jalen Tate, really good defender. I thought those 2 guys with their length. And then the guy that's probably improved the most for us defensively at the guard spots, J.D. Note. He continues to get better from a defensive standpoint, but it was really important for us not to put Pinson on the foul line. I think he's averaging 10 free throws attempted against us in the 2 prior games. If he's not, that's what I told the team before the game. But I think that's what he was. And it was important not to put, Drew Smith, those 2 guys, we did not want them to have a high volume of FTAs. So keeping them in front of us was a main priority from a defensive standpoint.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ken.
Mm-hmm.
Troy Lynch.
Yeah, Coach, you look at Moses Moody's stat line. He only has 5 points, but he seemed to really excel defensively. I was wondering what your thoughts were on his performance today.
Yeah, I mean, I think first of all, they did a phenomenal job on Moses. You could tell that their game plan was to limit Moses' touches. And I thought in the first half, we just had too many guys running to the basketball. And then we talked about going back door. We talked about being decoys if they're going to face guard you or try to eliminate your catches. And that's, just one game that Moses just didn't score the ball a lot, but I thought he did a lot of other things for us, from a defensive standpoint, from a rebounding standpoint. The good thing is we get another game tomorrow.
Ty.
Coach, you've talked about the Arkansas crowd all season long, despite only having a little over 4,000 people. And I don't know, it was only 25% tonight, but there were the fans in attendance. It seemed like it was pretty Razorback red. What kind of impact do you think about the fans had tonight that made their way to Nashville?
I mean, I didn't really see any, Razorback red until today, but I saw a lot on the streets as we went to shoot around and as we came to the game, which was really neat. I was a little worried yesterday when I hadn't seen any, or the day before, but I think our fans knew, much better than I did, that they really didn't need to show up until tonight at 6. So I thought they were phenomenal for us again, just like they are, every home game. I mean, we had a great crowd here for sure.
Coach, do you think you anticipate that with a lot of people just not being able to go off work on Friday, do you anticipate being a Saturday, being a weekend, that you'll see even more people for the semifinal matchup tomorrow?
I'm not really sure, Ty. I hope so. Hopefully we'll have more. I don't know the situation with the tickets and stuff, but I would anticipate us having a few more people. Yes.
Randy.
Eric, with this self-scouting that you did, is part of that the reason that there was so many turnovers, so many offensive charges? Is that knowing your opponent part of that self-evaluation that you did, self-scouting on your team?
Well, I think defensively, Randy, we were, really good tonight. I really do. I mean, I thought we let them shoot too high of a percentage for sure, especially in that first half. But I thought our second half defensive holding them to, 37%, 25% from the three was really, really vital. Yes, I did think that our guys had a pretty good knowledge of the personnel and strengths and weaknesses of their team, but hopefully I didn't screw us up from an offensive standpoint, because my God, did we turn the ball over too much.
Bob, final question, please.
Eric, it seemed like the pace was to Missouri's liking, but you guys won kind of a grinded out physical game. How'd you feel about that?
Really happy. I mean, I tried to put 5 guards out there so that we could score the ball a little bit more in transition, but they do a great job of getting back in transition. They actually did a pretty good job running the ball opportunistically. But I think that we've proven, whether it's the Texas A&M game the other night, whether it's tonight, that we can kind of win in a fast-paced game, which we prefer, but we can also win in a kind of grinded out game as well.
Okay, Coach, thank you for your,
Thanks.
for your time.
You all right? You feel better?
Eva, close the door.